Hi, Scorpio. Welcome to your June 2020 Astrology 33 bonus love reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you interested in booking a personal reading with me, just check out the description of the video for more details there. As far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, and on the right side we have the Tarot of Sexual Magic. And as far as the spread layout itself, this is why I call it Bridging the Gap spread. And the way it works is the cards on the left side represent your energy toward the connection with your main love interest. Cards on the right side represent their energy toward the connection. And then these are the past energies, present energies, future energies. Once we get through all those, we'll actually pull some oracle cards with some additional insight. That's where the bridging the gap dynamic comes into play. And keep in mind that while I'm going to refer to the cards on the left as your energy, cards on the right as their energy, it is just a general reading. So if you feel like those energies should be flip-flopped, then definitely trust that as well. All right? So past energy on your side, we have the Nine of Coins. So this is actually Virgo energy, which for you guys is your 11th house. So this could just be saying that in the past you might have just viewed this as more of a friendship type of connection. Maybe just was saying you were just enjoying being single, doing your own thing, possibly had a heavy focus on career, and that might have been part of the reason why you didn't necessarily see any reason to explore an actual relationship with the person. But that's what I'm viewing there, that you were just very comfortable in your own skin, happy with your independence, and that was the energy you were bringing in the past. Past energy on their side, we have the Three of Chalices. So this is the equivalent of the Three of Cups, which is a Cancerian energy. So for me, what this is saying, especially with the artwork in this deck in particular, to me it says that they definitely felt comfortable with you. They definitely saw a lot of potential for the connection. That egg there always makes me think of fertility, not necessarily in like a pregnancy sense, but just like in the how they viewed the ability of the relationship to take off. They thought that it actually had a lot of staying power, so that's what I'm seeing there. So basically in the past they might have had a bit more of interest in the situation than you did. In the present energy, we have the Eight of Cups on your side. So the Eight of Cups in this deck in particular gives me different vibes depending on the situation. So I'm going to give you guys two potential scenarios that I see here. One could be saying that with that, notice how there's 7 cups there, and then this 1 cup is kind of off by itself. To me, that makes me think of the 7 of Cups energy, which usually represents some confusion, disillusionment, not necessarily sure which way to go around the situation. And then seeing that 1 cup completely separate from it makes me think of the Ace of Cups. So two ways I could see this going. For some of you, this could be saying that, again, maybe in the past you might have viewed this as strictly a friendship that you didn't necessarily want to explore anything further with, but now you might actually be changing your stance on that a little bit with that 7 of Cups energy there, and then the 1 representing the Ace energy could just be saying that, now you feel like you're seeing the situation a little bit more clearly, and maybe you feel like you might have overlooked this person in the past, but now you might actually have some interest in being with them. And for others of you, I have to say that this could be a different thing where maybe in the past you were okay with the energy being very light and playful, but maybe now you're actually the one who's looking for something a little bit more serious. And now you're the one who's potentially withdrawing because you feel like, okay, well, I saw potential for something serious, but this person needs to step up. So just wanted to put that out there that it could go one of two ways with this card. Hopefully one of those resonated with you. Present energy on their side is the Lovers and the Three of Pentacles. So I do have to say here, for most of you, I do feel that original storyline is probably the most likely one, just because with that Three of Pentacles, that represents a lot of stability, actually putting in the work to build something stable as well. Basically we saw the Cancer energy there, now we see the actual Capricorn energy. So now it's like taking those emotions and actually applying something concrete to it. And then with the Lovers card here representing Gemini, this could just be saying that there could be some communication around that as well. And now I do have to say, for others of you, like I said, for the second scenario where maybe you guys were okay with things being just more of a friend thing, maybe it was even a friends with benefits connection in the past, for example, and now for those of you where you're the ones who want something more serious, this could just be saying that, they've been exploring their options, possibly, and then with that Three of Pentacles, it could just be saying that they might feel guided to actually step up and start to build a connection as well. And it could be because for some of you, maybe because you do walk away essentially, and then maybe that's what wakes them up to the situation. But what stands out to me with this Lover's card in particular is it looks like that Cupid figure in the background. Let me see if I can get it to focus. All right, well, I mean, I don't think it's focusing right now, but you could kind of see what's going on there. And then he's basically pointing the arrow towards the one woman. So to me, that could just be saying narrowing down their options. And like I said, it could even be one of those things where they're guided to one option versus the other. And then the Three of Pentacles shows that ability and desire to build something stable. And in the future position, we have power. So this is actually the equivalent of the Emperor in traditional tarot, which is Aries energy. So for some of you, could be saying, like I was saying, where maybe this was more of a thing where you weren't necessarily ready for anything too serious in the past. Maybe in the future, this is saying that now you actually would want something a little bit more serious and actually would be putting in the work towards that. The reason I say putting in the work towards that is because for you guys, Aries is your 6th house. And then, so let's say 5th house being Pisces energy, that's the love and romance side. 6th house will be putting in that work, moving towards 7th house, which is the actual, committed partnership. So that's what could be there. And then this could also just be, again, like I was saying with that 8 of Cups energy, where if you felt like they needed to step up and meet you at a more serious level, this could just be you putting your foot down in that regard too, saying that, well, hey, look, I'm ready for something more serious. So like I said, it could have been one of those things where in the past you might have been fine with things being a little bit more casual, but now it looks like you might just be looking for something a little bit more serious at this stage. Future energy on their side, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So this is more Capricorn energy here, and what sticks out to me with the artwork here is that I always say it looks like there's that power dynamic that looks a little bit off balance, right? Like the woman is kind of staring in the mirror, completely oblivious to anything else going on, and then the guy, if we think of that term, kissing their feet, you know what I mean? So this could just be saying that for those of you who really are kind of pressing for a relationship, they might feel like they're having to put in a lot of work in this situation. I do still see the willingness to put in that work, but that's what I'm feeling there, that they just might feel like, especially if you guys were both approaching it from a very casual viewpoint in the past, and now all of a sudden you change up and you want something very serious, they might be like, okay, well, where did this come from? So I do see the willingness on their part to put in that work, but they could just feel like the dynamic might be a little unbalanced in that regard. So just something you want to keep in mind there. Bottom of the deck on your side, we have Illusion. So this can just point to the energies that have been at play lately. You guys had that full moon in your sign recently that was trine Neptune. Neptune in your 5th house has been making weird aspects with Venus in your 8th house. So this could just be saying that, maybe your perspectives have been shifting a lot around what you want, what you do want and don't want around your love lives. And then that could be pointing to what we're seeing there with that 8 of Cups energy as well. And the bottom of the deck on their side, we have Justice. So this is Libra energy here. And this could be, like I was saying, where just be careful of if you do, all of a sudden, if you're the one who shifts gears and you really want something more serious with them, this could just be saying that, they could be really keeping an eye on the fact that they might, if they feel like the power dynamic is really off, where they feel like they're the ones putting in 80% of the work, that might be something that might start to bother them after a while. For others of you, where, like I said, where maybe this was someone who, maybe you were the ones who wanted something more serious, and they were the ones who were exploring their options, and then, you might have almost given them an ultimatum type of energy. Then in that case, this Libra energy could just be saying that, okay, they realize, all right, well, I have to step up, and then in that regard, they will actually step forward with the commitment in that regard. So hopefully one of those two storylines resonated with you guys up to this point, but we'll see what the Oracle cards add to the mix. So first, we'll see if we get anything from the Mystic Moon Oracle deck here. And for those of you who haven't seen this type of reading from me before, I actually do pre-shuffle the deck before I start recording. And I'm just looking for some jumpers here. So first I'll be looking for any unspoken messages from you to them, and then from them to you. And if I shuffle for a while and nothing comes up, I'll just move on to the next oracle deck since it's just a general reading. All right, so like I said, first we'll look for some unspoken messages from you to them. Okay, nothing coming up yet, but I'll give it a few more shuffles. All right, nothing there. So next we'll see if we get any unspoken messages from them to you. All right, nothing there either. So we'll move on to the next oracle deck. And this is the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. And here we're just looking for one card, and then we'll wrap up. Oh, actually got two cards that came up there. So maybe that's because of the fact that I was starting to feel two different storylines for you guys. But let's see what we got. All right, we have Message in a Bottle. There's the artwork. And then we have Regeneration. Definitely Scorpio vibes there, but let's go through them in the order they came out. So we'll do Message in a Bottle first, and then Regeneration. So let's see. All right, it says communication, a sign, a Claydon, the ancient name for a spontaneous oracle delivered innocently by the speaker, pointing the way to your highest good. The oracle's message. Spirit sends you signs when you ask for them, when you believe you will receive them, and when you allow yourself to become fluent in the language of symbols, oracles, and omens. They may come to you as a bird flying by, a logo on a truck, and a song on the radio. Expect the confirmation that you're pointed in the right direction. Keep your ears open, for someone might say just the right thing that will give you the answer to your query. Today, your message is this. Spirit hears you, and the reply is favorable. So definitely an interesting message there as far as watching out for signs and synchronicities. Interestingly enough, I could see that applying to the cards on this side too, because like I was saying with that lover's energy there, where it looks like that Cupid type figures is pointing their arrow. So could apply for the other person as well, or if this is your energy on this side. The relationship message says you can expect someone to favor you with positive news. This could be in the form of a letter, phone call, or email. You are the intended recipient of this message, so stay open to what you learn. Only good will come of it in the end. The signs are all there. So interesting message there as well. And then that could even be what this is pointing to as well with the lover's energy, like I was saying. Maybe that Cupid thing is actually them getting some kind of a sign to reach out to you. So that's another possibility, especially where, like I said, maybe some of you might have actually walked away from the connection because you felt like they weren't taking it seriously enough. All right, and then the next card, like we were saying, we have Regeneration. So we'll see what this is about. Okay, it says rebirthed, second chances, new opportunities. The Oracle's message. Second chances are available to you now. Whatever opportunities you thought were dead are now revived in a more authentic, stronger form. Whatever you may have perceived as a failure or a loss is now being replaced by something better and more powerful growing in its place. This rebirth is assured. Step into your new life. Destiny is being fulfilled in wondrous ways. So definitely an interesting message there. And like I was saying, that could definitely fit the storyline where for some of you I said maybe if you guys had already left because you felt like, okay, well, this person wasn't going to step up to the level of commitment you were looking for. It looks like that might actually end up turning around in your favor in some way. So hopefully that resonated with you guys. And then the relationship message says the world is based on connections and relationships. No matter what loss has occurred in the past or even now, Death and endings are only illusions. There is life after death, love after loss, and in this moment, you are radiating the regenerative life force energy that makes you irresistible to love in all forms. Now is the time when you will see evidence of this new emergence. Can you feel it? Love is rising up to greet you. So definitely a pretty positive message there too. And then I will say, generally speaking, with the 9 energies, those usually represent those energies of being comfortable in your own skin. Then from there, you tend to know what you want and not settle for things. So that could be what that 8 of Cups was pointing to there. Where, like I said, for somebody that might have been where you were the ones who were taking it very light in the past, and then you realize, oh, actually, maybe I do see potential with this person. Or it could be the flip side where you decide, well, this person isn't taking the connection seriously enough, and you decide to move on. But either way, it looks like you're going to end up with some power in the situation in the future. And obviously, we do see a couple in the actual artwork too. So it looks like things should work out pretty positively for you guys. But we'll wrap up there, and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.